At dawn in the Western Pacific, the sea blushes red not from romance, but because something terrifying just launched. Hypersonic missiles scream off sleek Chinese warships like angry space dragons late for a meeting. In under 12 minutes, those J-21 carrier killers are crashing the U.S. Navy's airshow with no respond, no warning, no witty banter on the radio, just instant chaos and an existential crisis at sea. Welcome to modern naval warfare, where the only thing faster than a Mach 10 missile is how quickly your morning coffee spills when the shooting starts. China's meteoric naval expansion. Just 2 decades ago, the plan was a modest coastal defense force with only about 60 major combat vessels. Fast forward to today, and it operates more than 170 primary surface combatants. According to the U.S. Congressional Research Service's April 2025 report, China's overall battle force fleet size is expected to soar to 435 by 2030, far outpacing the U.S. Navy's projected count. Why does this matter? Because ships aren't just floating metal, they are platforms for power projection, humanitarian aid, or diplomacy. And with each new hull launched, Beijing gains more strategic options at sea. Chinese shipyards are now building at 3 times the pace of their American counterparts, producing advanced warships at industrial scale speed. Fujian and the rise of Chinese supercarriers. China's third aircraft carrier, Fujian, Type 003, represents a generational leap. Unlike its predecessors, Liaoning and Shandong, which features ski-jump launch systems, the 80,000-ton Fujian boasts electromagnetic catapults, similar to the U.S. Navy's Ford-class carriers. In March 2025, Fujian completed its 7th sea trial, signaling imminent commissioning. Once operational, it will deploy China's next-gen stealth fighter, the J-35, and the KJ-600 airborne early warning aircraft, forming a blue water air wing capable of global reach. Launching aircraft every 45 seconds, this mini Nimitz gives China serious power projection beyond the first island chain, and even into U.S. territories like Guam. The hypersonic threat. More daunting than carriers are the weapons they support. Enter the IJ-21, a 2-stage, cold-launched, maneuverable missile capable of Mach 10 speeds and 10G evasive maneuvers in its final plunge. These missiles are launched from China's cutting-edge Type 055 destroyers, each equipped with 112 universal vertical launch systems. These ships, sometimes dubbed Chinese Aegis, rival America's Ticonderoga and Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers in radar capabilities, missile loadout, and electronic warfare suites. Add in land-based DF-26B missiles, which can strike Guam from deep inland, and air-launched DF-21D systems, and the U.S. Navy suddenly finds itself operating in what experts call a kill box, where every coordinate may be a crosshair, a high-tech kill web. China's strategy isn't just about big missiles and bigger ships, it's about seeing everything, everywhere, all at once. Think of it as a cosmic game of battleship, only the board is the entire Pacific Ocean, and China's got cheat codes. Over a dozen Yaogan series radar satellites now play orbital peekaboo with U.S. fleets, cutting through clouds and darkness like X-ray vision. Down on Earth, over-the-horizon radars sweep an eye-watering 3,000 kilometers, basically spying on anything that floats west of Hawaii before it knows it's being watched. It's a surveillance supergrid, a digital dragnet where every ship's wake leaves a glowing breadcrumb trail. Blink, and a targeting packet has already been uploaded to a missile launcher. It's no longer just about who fires first, it's about who sees you before you even log into the war. Welcome to the age of algorithmic ambush. The plan underwater and unmanned. Beneath the waves, China's undersea fleet is rapidly modernizing. The new Type 095 nuclear attack submarines are quieter and deadlier, armed with J-18 cruise missiles. More ominous is the expected debut of the Type 096 ballistic missile sub before the decade ends, carrying JL-3 missiles capable of hitting U.S. cities from Chinese coastal waters. Meanwhile, diesel-electric AIP submarines, optimized for shallow water combat, make the South China Sea a veritable minefield for American anti-submarine warfare teams. At the 2024 Zhuhai Air Show, China unveiled the Jari unmanned surface vessel, an unmanned trimaran warship bristling with missile tubes and sonar systems, capable of wolf-packing with manned ships. Think of a high-speed robotic escort cost-effective, unmanned, and expendable. AI at sea. China's naval doctrine increasingly integrates artificial intelligence. AI gliders map ocean thermoclines for torpedoes. Flying wing drones like the GJ-11 loiter undetected, feeding targeting data in real time. The result? A battlefield where machines spot, track, and target enemies before human operators even react. This blend of manned and unmanned forces, supported by AI and hypersonic weapons, may usher in a new paradigm: algorithmic naval warfare. America's counteroffensive. The U.S. is not watching idly. The Navy's distributed maritime operations doctrine aims to spread out its firepower across more and smaller ships like the Constellation-class frigates, littoral combat ships, and a new fleet of unmanned vessels. In April 2025, Project Overmatch, the Navy's AI-driven command system, reached a milestone: secure data sharing across Five Eyes allies Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the UK, and the US. This digital backbone aims to connect ships, subs, aircraft, and satellites into a seamless kill chain with sensor-to-shooter latencies under 10 seconds. The new arsenal. By 2027, conventional prompt strike missiles capable of Mach 16 will launch from Virginia-class submarines, allowing strikes at 1,700 nautical miles. Meanwhile, SM-6 Block 1B interceptor missiles are designed to engage incoming hypersonics. The Navy's new Spy-6 radar triples detection capabilities against low-flying threats, and F-35C Block 4 jets can now relay targeting data for ship-launched missiles, extending strike range well beyond radar horizon. Even lasers are coming. The DDG Next Generation Destroyer will feature 12 megawatts of integrated power, enough to power high-energy laser weapons from both bow and stern. Autonomous power. The U.S. is investing $2.5 billion in large unmanned surface and undersea vehicles. Each robotic ship, like the Orca XLUV, can carry 64 missiles, costs a fraction of a destroyer, and does not require a human crew. Already, drone refuelers, like the MQ-25 Stingray, extend the reach of carrier aircraft by 600 miles. Future combat formations may see manned ships operating behind robotic screens, with machines absorbing the first wave of enemy fire. Marines in the jungle. The U.S. Marine Corps is adapting with Marine Littoral Regiments. These nimble units operate from beaches, roads, or even fishing piers, launching naval strike missiles via the Nemesis Joint Light Tactical Vehicle platform. In drills, they fired from the Philippines and vanished before satellites could track them. Combined with drones, counter-unmanned aerial vehicle systems, and loitering munitions, these Marines act as a dispersed tripwire force nearly invisible and capable of deadly ambushes. Securing the Pacific. The U.S. has secured 5 new basing sites in the Philippines through the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, placing firepower just 70 nautical miles from the contested Spratlys. Japan is reinforcing airfields for rapid F-35 deployment, and Australia's AUKUS submarine roadmap will deliver nuclear-powered attack subs by 2040 armed with U.S. combat systems. Meanwhile, the Pacific Deterrence Initiative, funded at $9.9 billion in FY25, is stockpiling fuel, missiles, and prepositioned supplies to avoid long resupply routes in a crisis. Arms for the future. Learning from the Ukraine conflict, the Pentagon is prioritizing ammo. In 2025, the U.S. quadrupled production of long-range precision missiles like Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile and Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile, aiming for 22,000 rounds by 2030. New modular ammo ships will carry missile reloads, slashing turnaround time for frontline destroyers. 2032, a glimpse of war. Imagine 2032. Tensions flare in the Taiwan Strait. Chinese Type 055 destroyers unleash YJ-21 missiles. U.S. destroyers fire SM-6 as in intercept. Stealthy drones mark targets. Submarines launch CPS hypersonics at radar nodes and missile depots. Meanwhile, a Marine platoon hidden on a Pacific island fires a surprise volley across the Bashi Channel, forcing a Chinese invasion flotilla to divert straight into the sonar traps of unmanned U.S. subs. Victory won't come to the side with the most ships, but to the one who links sensors, shooters, and stockpiles fastest. If that naval arms race blew your mind like a Mach 10 missile, hit that like button like it's a red alert. Subscribe for more front row seats to tomorrow's tech-fueled battles, because the future of warfare won't wait, and neither should you. And hey, don't forget to ring that bell, so you never miss when the next hypersonic headline hits your feed.